All right then, everybody. How are we doing? How are we doing? How's life, everyone? How's life? How's life? It's been quiet from me. I know it would have been a lot busier, but games got called off. Just just leave it be. Just leave it be. Welcome along to the stream, everyone. Just give it a few more minutes for more people to arrive, and we will get started. In case you're wondering where I am, just hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, in case you're wondering, you can probably see that. Yes, this is a green screen. Okay, look, I can show you. I can show you. All right, it is I can confirm it is a green screen. Very poorly lit for now. I won't show you the lighting setup because it could be a hell of a lot better. But you know, swings and roundabouts, ladies and gents. Oh, dearie me, I've just clattered the microphone. In case you're wondering why there's gaps here, and here. That's because green screen is ace, green screen straps to my chair, and because these straps are green, they get keyed out as well. It's weird. I know. We're going to be fresh since we haven't played since Forest away, so hopefully that means we get our first 3 points of... I assume that means the year of 2022. Start 2022 on... Start 2022 on a high. Not necessarily, though, because we have had nearly 20 players off with COVID. Yeah, Ethan's just corrected himself there. 2022. But yeah, I wouldn't say we'll be fully fresh because we've had players out with COVID. I mean, we'll touch on, I think, one of the certainties to be in the team soon. And I'll drop you a little nugget of information I know here as well. But we will plough on regardless. Team news then. Grant McCann said that 6 players have returned to the squad after their period of self-isolation was completed after contracting COVID-19. A reported 17 unnamed players tested positive for the virus across our first team squad and academy, which led to the cancellation, the postponement of our Boxing Day game against Blackburn and the trip to Bramall Lane to face Sheffield United in mid-week, both of which were sadly postponed for now. Josh Hines has been recalled from his loan at Spalding United. I think there's a reason for that. We'll touch on that in a minute. Alfie Jones' hamstring and Louis Coyle ankle are both making good progress. Cliff Burns said this last week. I've just left this in there because they're both making good progress towards return from injury. Alfie Jones hasn't suffered any setbacks in his recovery since he was substituted off against Middlesbrough, and he could return in the first few games of 2022. There's a possibility that he could be back tomorrow. Unlikely, but a possibility because he was away. He may have been slightly more away from the main group of players. He may not have got it. Yeah, Brandon Fleming's almost back to full fitness as well. Louis Cole's aiming for an early February return, and Josh Emmanuel remains absent. For an update on him, there is no update. The club are respecting his medical confidentiality. Yeah, I've heard someone say it was a heart attack. I've heard someone say it was an infection. Speculating is wrong in this scenario. I say that, but I am about to speculate. Who has had the virus? Who in our team has had the virus? I can tell you for one, someone has told me Keane Lewis Potter is completely fine. To put your mind at ease, someone has told me that Keane Lewis Potter is completely fine. All right. They said they know that because they saw him at the North Ferriby game when they played Hull Road Rangers the other day. They saw him there. And yeah, clearly, if he had it, he'd still be isolating, wouldn't he? If it had tested positive close to the day. It's what we did last time we were in the Championship. Start off with a win, then get relegated. Just saying. Don't remind me. Do not remind me, Owen. Actually, I'm just going to tweet out. I'm just going to tweet out the stream because I want some more chat contributions. I'd like some more chat contributions. We'll touch a little bit on Takeover as well. Quickly say hello. Instagram stories live now at YouTube. Old Grandpa Joe. We're doing some live previewing for Blackpool. Join me, please. Max Tiger HD says, Joe, I can't believe it. I've just received my ticket for the 8th of January. Nice one. If it's on, I'm not sure if it's Everton or Newcastle that have got the COVID cases, but Everton's game against Newcastle was called off. So, yeah. I think we'll be fine, though. I think we'll be fine. We've had all our COVID cases, so we're all right. Yeah, we've had all our COVID cases, so we should be fine. Sorry, I was just putting the stream out on Instagram stories. Anyway, yeah, that's team news. I'll tell you where we'll go next. Actually, Takeover to me is a freakover. We in S4, yourself and Lewis. Am I doing a vlog? Yes, I am. And you're right near me. You're in the block next to me. So if you just send me send me your row and your seat number, and I'll come over and have a chat to you at halftime or something like that. Yeah. So I'm back at school next week. I'm gonna be my photography teacher. She's an Everton fan. She's from Liverpool, so I'm gonna have to just scare her about Tom Eaves a little bit because what a man. Oh, what a man. Anyway, yeah, Takeover news is it's still awaiting EFL approval. They've done all the FA stuff. They've passed the fit and proper test. They're just waiting for the EFL to sign everything off. It's gone a little bit slower because it's been a bank holiday week. Even though it's Friday now, Monday, Tuesday, all after Christmas Day and Boxing Day, it was a bank holiday Monday and a bank holiday Tuesday as well. So yeah. So S4 row Z seat 100. Oh, okay. I'll write that down. You know what? I'll write that down now. I've just moved my head, so I've ruined the illusion that half of the top of my chair isn't cut off because, as I said, straps, baby. I'm holding the MKM Stadium. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm holding pitch. I got school too Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, then training on the morning. I'm assuming that's footy, bit of footy, lads, pints, all that. So, S4, row Z, 99 on 100. That's MTHD and Lewis Perry. Okie dokes. That is written down. I've got the MKM in my hands. Indeed, I have. I'm holding the bottom of the green screen now, so it's going to go mega fuzzy. But yeah, I'd just like to talk to some Blackburn, and some Eves is above Calvert-Lewin. Yes, I'd just like to talk to directly to any Blackburn fans or Sheffield United fans that have been particular twats. So we'll go on to Twitter. See what people have to say. It's Steve Bruce's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Steve Bruce. What a man. What a man. Yeah, Keane Lewis Potter's had a mental year. Most productive youngster in 2021 in the top 4 tiers. 13 goals and 7 assists. That's more than Foden, more than Smith Rowe, more than Saka, more than Brennan Johnson, Forest fans. Anyway. In fact, do you reckon, is there a way I can green screen myself onto here with StreamYard? I'm not sure if there is. Anyway, as you can see there, we're on my Twitter page. And a shit joke about Prince Andrew. This is just, all of this is just me having a massive go at seeing it at Blackburn and Sheffield United fans. We'll go on tweets and replies. By the way, I'm nearly at 300 followers on Twitter. Please follow me if you don't already at alt_grandpa.joe. Anyway, we'll scroll right back to December 26th. More. That'll do. So we've got my face when I arrive at that from Michelle Owen for Sky Sports. My face when I arrive, and at that very moment, after a 4-hour drive, they say no, game off. Unbelievable, Jeff. A City fan put, blame the EFL. Or your club not calling it off sooner. They told the EFL this morning. Well, both are at fault. How on earth does that mean both are at fault? We told the EFL that we had 14 cases on Christmas Eve. Because it was on Sky, they didn't want to do anything. So, yeah, that was fun. I was then just busy laughing at more Blackburn fans. Then Bradley Dack tweeted something. I can't find it. There it is. Bradley Dack tweeted at Hull City shambles, to which that got some bites. What's that cobbly old street in York called? Shambles. What is it to you? Thought you were busy trying to be a housewife. Is he describing his ACL? This thread probably has 3 GCSE cooking qualifications between the lot of them. This is, all the Blackburn fans. Bentos, love Bentos. He put, hi Bradley, the players have been tested on a daily basis and any positive results will have been reported to the EFL as they were found. I believe the EFL have to give permission to postpone a match. So how exactly could this be Hull City's fault? Shambles of a tweet. These Blackburn fans suggesting default 3 points to us. Like, what? Default 3 points to us. What on earth? How on earth does a postponement of a game late on default of 3 points to the team that didn't actually want it to be called off? City didn't want it to be called off either. That's another point. Blackburn fans are saying, we wanted it to be called off because we're scared of Ben Brereton. He was shit last year. I'm not being funny. Before, when he was just English and balling Stoke doing nothing, he was rubbish. Now he's Chilean. He's a god, apparently. A fine for the players getting COVID. Come on, yeah. A fine for calling it off so close to kickoff. Surely you knew before 1 p.m. Not hard to understand. We asked the EFL to call it off on Thursday, Friday, but they told us to use our academy players. They rocked up in the morning and also tested positive. So, what do you want us to do? Get a load of kids from the street to play? A test can be negative one day, positive a few hours later. You got a youth team, got reserves. Play that then. We didn't want to embarrass you by beating you with our under 10s. Oh. I mean, Hull City, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has got a very good point. Nobody wanted it to be postponed 2 hours before kickoff, but it's the EFL's fault. We gave them days' notice. We gave them days' notice, and they just didn't do it. We then also got, responding to Blackburn after apologising, they put, someone put, not your fault. We've done our bit. Hull need to face consequences on this now. Consequences for what? Consequences for what? We've then also got this fella responding to one of Ant Northgraves' tweets, and from the Hull and Back podcast. There's also a nice joke at Bradley Dack here, which is very nice. Even with his injury, he'll still be your best player. Just means now that when we actually play the game, he'll most likely be back playing. He loves a goal against Hull. He's been on TV more than he's played for you guys. Sure, the lads are shaking in their boots at the prospect of playing some Ken doll who seemingly wants to be the next Stephen Bear rather than a footballer. Really has rattled you, hasn't he, pal? That's what Blackburn fans seem to think, that we were rattled. We're not rattled. Us City fans are not rattled. We're just putting the facts. We're just putting the facts out where they should be. Where is it? I've lost my tab. There we go. Yeah, loads. I'll always blame the club and not the EFL, who are the ones who have been made regularly aware of the test results and have ultimate authority on whether the game goes ahead or not. Clearly a bright guy. Yes, sound. The club is always the one that calls it off. They have to inform the league that they're doing it. No, they don't. The club proposes a postponement, as Ant says here. The EFL accept or reject, as Ant says, based upon good reasoning. As Ant says here, if you think clubs have more power than the literal governing body that they play under, you're a bit dim. We've then also got here, which is the problem I had. Which is a tweet I had an issue with. This bloke, your kid's ugly, chat. No. So I just put, that's just uncalled for. You're a grown man. Very sad that your response to a joke at the expense of football, of which you have no relationship with other than he plays for your club, with a jab about Ant's 2 young children, oversteps the mark by a long way. There's then also, because he says he added his mate in it, who boys want to meet before our next game. Talking about meeting up with a 15-year-old child. Okay. Nearly 16 now, though, so he won't be able to get away with it for much longer, which is a shame. Weirdo, get off your fake account and message me privately, you dafty, when he's turned DMs off. Honestly, some of these Blackburn fans are utter. They're so awful. I put to Bradley Dack's tweet, cannot believe an actual championship footballer is unaware postponement protocol. Shit tweet. Don't think he's particularly clever. There's then... Hold on, I've just got a message. I got told to shut up, you melt. I put, fair play to you. I might be a melt, but I'm a melt who knows that the EFL are more responsible than Hull City for the timing of the game being postponed today. All the best. Yeah. That was meant to be sarcastic, but I ended up making friends. Footballers who are... Love Jack. Footballers who are aware of the postponement protocol. You'll never sing that. Rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Then I just put the facts straight again. We didn't tell them about new COVID positives at midday. At 11 a.m, the under-23s were already in. We followed all the EFL rules. You can't exactly stop players mixing when they share dressing rooms and train together each day. And then this talk, there was a Blackburn fan. I'll see if I can find the tweet on here. Saying, I forgot what I was going to say now. Say, oh, we've really tried to keep COVID out. Surely every club has done that. Surely every club has tried to keep COVID out. It's just a matter of, well, some get in, and it only takes one case to spread around the dressing room. Then also put very poor from Hull City. Surely the players should have tested earlier. Massive shame for travelling fans. Yeah. Travelling fans being compensated by Hull. That's like getting your shopping from Tesco and going to Sainsbury's to try and get a refund on it because your pasta's crap. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that at all. Someone then says, why have Hull cancelled the hotel booking in Sheffield on Christmas Eve? They knew exactly what was happening then. I just put who a Hill because he put Hill. Clubs are fast, should have better protocol in place for players mixing, etc. Forget the game, we should gain the points. There's then also a suggestion that we should have points deducted. They should compensate all who travelled. Yep. Well, the under-23s not being tested regularly. They're just trying to find various different... Just trying to find different loopholes to try and fit what their narrative states into. Sanctions for what? Say, the EFL considers all possible sanctions upon City. Sanctions for what? Like I said there, it was a subpar operations at the EFL, which meant the game was called off 2 hours pre-game instead of 2 days before. I then put the facts straight again. Wow, seems very convenient that almost as if you wanted the game not to be played. Why would we not want the game to be played? Like I say, it was due to be our biggest attendance of the season. Turned up yesterday, ordered food in, paying concourse staff, not playing the game loses us money. We wanted the game to happen, but we physically didn't have the players. Seems like you're running scared to me. Piss off. Yeah, Blackburn fans quite rattled me. And then they, and then one of them says, not like Hull to give 24 hours notice. I just put great banter, wipe those tears. Too many clubs using COVID as a get out of jail free card. We have 17 cases of the virus, and that combined with injuries to Coyle, Emmanuel Jones, Fleming, and others means we don't have enough players. Then he just said, get your boots on. Fair enough. It turned into a good bit of banter. It turned into a good bit of banter. And then I heard a Blackburn fan suggest that clubs should have to publicly publish the names of those who have tested positive and the dates and times at which they did the lateral flows. Then moaning about 2 hours to kick off, because I tweeted here, are you oblivious to the fact that out of the 31 matches due to take place in the top 4 divisions of English football on the 29th of December, 18 of them have been postponed due to COVID, including 10 out of 12 League 2 games. But clubs like Hull City need to be made an example of. How many left it until 2 hours before kickoff? Like, it isn't a new thing. Villa versus Burnley was called off around the same time. And then I just put it, and for the record, as it's a day before those games are set to take place, none of them have been postponed 2 hours before kickoff. It's not rocket science. Yeah, Blackburn fans really got on my nerves. And then whack out the under-18s. Why? It's a professional league. We shouldn't have to do that if we don't feel they're ready. We shouldn't be forced into picking any players. And those academy players tested positive as well. And then, this tweet has actually done really well. I didn't see how well this tweet had done. That's done well. Then, Tony Mowbray apparently sent his press conference, there's no requirement to test on a match day. Boom. There clearly was. There clearly was. Blackburn fans, dry your eyes. Dry your eyes, lads. Get over it. How is it? Yeah, exactly. How is it a get out of jail free card? We just play the game later in the season. Just saw Hill City TV Media on your Twitter recommended way. Hang on. Dry those eyes, yeah. As we've seen, one case turns a team upside down. It does. One case really does turn a team upside down. And then declare for Turkish citizenship. Nice. 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 And I've gone out of focus. Great. All right. I can fix this. I can fix this. I can fix this. There we go. Nice. Anyway, we'll crack on with the actual preview now. I've been going for ages on that. Right, we'll talk about Blackpool's team. Squads. So it'll be Chris Maxwell in goal for them. It always is. Pateta's a good defender. He was good in League One last year. He was very good when we played the Melee this year as well. As was Richard Keogh. He wasn't good in League One last year, though. Wow. Kevin Stewart, former Tiger. Josh Bowler, former Tiger. Jerry Yates was good last year as well. They tend, when they tend to play, I think, a 4-4-2. I think it's a 4-4-2. That's what they've played. That's what I've seen them play most recently. Or a 4-2-3-1. But Jerry Yates hasn't started their last two games. Is there a reason for that? Anyone know if there's a reason for that? We've played... Yeah, we got a point against them. And I'm out of focus again, I think. Yep, right. Boom, boom. Lovely. Should be back in. Back in focus. Nice. But yeah, that's their team. And I think they've had a few COVID cases as well, so that we won't see their full strength side there. And we'll look at we'll quickly look at current form for each side and the league table as well. It's going to be nice, and it's going to be quick change for you. This Bosch, I had to do that quick. Oh, and I've forgotten to change the banner on the bottom. You've got StreamYardception here. Okay, right. Current form then for Blackpool. Oh my days. Right, they've got Hartlepool in the third round of the FA Cup. God, they've got it lucky. We've got Everton. So in their last five, then they've got they've got 4 defeats and a win. In our last 5, we have 2 wins, 2 draws, and a defeat. We've only lost once in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've only lost once in 7 games, which isn't too bad. League table then. I'll quickly share this with you. Blackpool are actually doing quite well, up in 13th. But you know, if we can beat them, if we can get a point out of them, that takes us within 4 points of them, and their form isn't looking the best. So, perfect opportunity, I think. We're still what's that? 4 points clear of the relegation zone, so it's tighter than it was. But you know, not too bad. And Derby are coming back as well. Could they still stay up? I think they could, you know. I didn't think so before, but I think they could now. Wow. Wow. Me and my dad were talking the other night, and he's not really a Hull fan, but he comes to the games with me and thought Wilkes was coming to the end of his career because he's that rubbish. Wow. Predicted 11, Baxter, Greaves, McLaughlin, Bernard, Smallwood, Doherty, Honeyman, Longman, KLP, McGuinness, Wilkes. They haven't played that bad this year. They haven't. If we get 4 points from our next 2 games and results go our way, we go 16th. We do. Predicted score 2-1. Now, I'm not going to do a predicted team today, purely because we have no idea what players are out with COVID or not. One certainty I think is in there. I forgot to touch on this earlier when I mentioned him in team news. Josh Hines has been recalled from his loan. Now, I think the reason for that is because I think that will mean a couple of McGuinness, Eves, Tyler Smith, Malik Wilkes, and Will Jarvis, 2 or 3 of those 5 will have got COVID. So, could we potentially see Josh Hines playing? I hope so. I really hope so. Who do I choose on Fan Hub? Good segue. That's a very good question. I don't know either. So yeah, we're going to leave it at that. But predicted score, I do think we can win. I'm going to go the same as Max, a 2-1 City win. And on that note, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. If you have, please do drop a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you tomorrow for a match day vlog, all things being well. Obviously, there's the whole variable of COVID. I will do a COVID test before I go. So, yeah. Plus, we've got to get there as well. And, if people aren't feeling well. Yeah. Can I just say, Tyler Smith has not played since... Yeah, he has. He got subbed on the other week. He got subbed on against Nottingham Forest. He got subbed on against Millwall. Got subbed on against Bristol City. No, he definitely got subbed on against Bristol City. Not sure about Millwall, though. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll see you later. Have a good one.